41st Street and Avalon Boulevard.
41st and Avalon.
King George 26 is responding code 3 from the station to 41st and Avalon.
Zero 43, so just one position call.
Oh my god.
42, Roger.
10 from Rescue 10 on 10.
This guy. Okay, so what an actual idiot. And now he's
Station 1 of the ambulance shooting 31st and Avalon. Victim is a male, 12 years old, shot in the stomach and leg, unknown location of the vehicle. Start by shooting, additional 104927.
435 is going to be en route to the ambulance shooting. I've got a 12-year-old shot in the stomach. That's like, this is really bad. Really, really bad.
We'll walk up there. Jordan 6 up, get her up.
It was a drive-by shooting, sounds like into a home possibly. And we have a 12-year-old shot in the stomach and the leg. This is, as a parent, that's like a worst nightmare. So we're heading there right now.
Additional on your ambulance shooting first. Correction, 41st and Avalon appears willing to meet. He's a male, black and a white shirt, green pants with the victim. RA there now. Additional 4927.
The RA's there? Jesus. Okay.
666 East 41st Street, 666 East 41st Street. Suspect vehicle with the black, black shirt. People heard yelling, 30 to 40 gunshots heard.
30 to 40 gunshots heard? What the heck? That's a lot. That's a lot.
625, 41st place. Gonna have all units respond here. And gonna have the intersection blocked off. North-south bound traffic on Avalon 41st. Then we have this intersection blocked off on 41st place.
Oh, jeez.
Get him McKinley in 41st place.
He's,
block it off for a possible crime scene.
Oh, this kid might not make it.
We're on 41st place, just east of Avalon.
33 Roger, 41st.
Yeah, it's, anytime kids are involved, I mean, alone, the violence alone is horrible. And then when you throw children into the mix, it's, quite frankly, it's disgusting. And these people should be being ashamed of themselves. It's far worse than that. They need to be put down. You can't go around shooting kids. You just can't do that.
13 George 33.
Oh, the ambulance isn't there.
12 to 13 years of age, suffering from a gunshot to the wrist.
Oh man.
George 33, 625, 41st place. Well advised, FD at safe tenor.
Come on, lady.
I'm at 25 and a half right now.
All right, we're in time.
We'll be able to respond to 666 East 41st Street to verify no evidence of victim down at the location identified.
Ooh, no victim. No, he said there was a victim. Okay, we're good. So right now we've got a 12-year-old. You got it. As of right now. Oh.
Guys, I need you to do me a favor, push the other side of the street, please. Yeah, we need to clear the street on this. Please get out of the street now, my friends. Please. Yeah, I'm trying.
I need you guys to leave because this is a prime.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. You said across the street.
Push a little bit up.
Okay.
A little bit up. Please,
Yeah, no worries.
we're gonna block this off.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are
You
good.
guys can do this thing. You know what I mean?
No, it's all good.
I
I'll
just need
move.
to block this out real quick.
Yeah, I'll move my car.
A little bit forward. That's it.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
Hey,
brother.
guys, let me get tape. Just block this off right here.
Pull this forward a little bit, just hang out right there. I'm gonna move this forward just a little so I'm not stealing your tape. Thanks, brother. So what's going on right now? We've got a 12 to 13-year-old male, juvenile obviously, that was shot in a possible drive-by shooting. The entire street right here is just full of bullet casings. As we were walking up, you could see them. There's actually a couple right here that I need to get some shots of. But yeah, to answer your question, anytime that kids are involved in stuff like this, he looked good, which was reassuring. He didn't look like he was gonna, be any type of like fatality or anything like that. But it's definitely disconcerting when you have a kid like that. It's really rough, really, really rough. And I think we got enough to send in right now. Anytime you cover an incident like this, you really have to keep yourself from getting too emotionally invested, because you show up and you've got a child that's been shot just randomly, and kids are completely innocent. So it's frustrating. It's a lot of emotions. It's frustration, it's anger, and you start asking yourself, like, what can be done to stop stuff like this. Luckily, like I said earlier, the kid he looks okay, but him having to experience that and go through that at 12 years old, I couldn't even imagine as a 12-year-old experiencing something like that, especially near your home with your family. But we're still here. I'm going to try and talk to a supervisor, see if we can get an interview on this. And the stations have it, so it's up already, and we'll see what information we find out in the next hour or two.
That's gonna be a first for me. 11-year-old girl running in lanes of traffic of the 101 freeway. What is she doing there? Who knows? We're gonna find out soon enough. The dispatcher sounded very urgent. I rarely hear CHP dispatchers sound urgent on the radio, which is a good thing. But I guess the transmission cut out, so I don't know everything that's going on right now. But we're going to be there in about 3 minutes. I get off at Carmen and turn around. She's on the upper ramp. So sheriff just got the call. Still don't know exactly what's going on.
I've already made 3 passes with details so far.
I think sheriff is already driven by, and Oxnard is getting a call right now for something.
968, no acknowledgement from engine 168, medic engine 61, respond to the
fire engine's not acknowledging his call. So I'm just gonna go slow here and see what we find.
Hey, Item 51, CHP advised that she was running from the on-ramp to the center divider.
We're in check 4.
She's not southbound.
21, looks like CHP 297 in the area.
She ran from the center divider to the right shoulder, so.
5446 at the office.
Station Stephens, Victoria, information overdose on fentanyl.
Is she in the ice plant here? Get off the freeway here. It's a little oddly specific that the caller said it was an 11-year-old girl.
Yeah, 171.
What's that? It's plastic.
With a break at Carmen.
There's somebody, or is that, I think that's a deputy.
1097 with a break at Carmen.
Saw a flashlight on the other hill.
34, 97 with a break southbound at Los Osos.
So CHP is just arriving now and
41097 with
running a traffic break in both directions. You know, we're here because it's dangerous, but it's also, you know, it's unfortunately could possibly be a news story if she gets hit. But
sir, the last was seen going into the shoulder, possibly into the bushes.
You don't want a young girl to get hit by a car on the freeway. Nobody wants that. So if we can help in any way, since we're already here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. We're in the back unit, not in the alley.
So sheriff is checking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the park and ride. So there's CHP running their break up there. Nobody here. I thought this park and ride was a little bit wider.
F41 1148 to CJ, beginning mileage 222 719 0104 hours.
I'm gonna check because they're checking the hill here. Let's check the on ramp to north or southbound. No, northbound. There's a little alcove here, or a turnout where we can park and check.
Where was she last seen it?
Right here, northbound 101 at Las Posas, which is, well, we're on it right now. We're standing on it, and they've checked the area. So either the reporting parties are on one, or she's gone, girl. But I don't know. Deputies are still checking the area. It's Camarillo. They don't have anything else to do. They're really giving us a light show tonight. I've never seen CHP or the sheriff's department look that hard for a pedestrian on the freeway. It's not that they don't look, but I guess because it's a child, it's a little bit more, has a little bit more gravity than, let's say, someone on drugs. But unable to locate so far. And I mean, a person of that size can't get very far around here. I mean, there's plenty of places to hide, but just one of those things. But I don't think it's gonna be the last that we'll be hearing of it tonight. But hopefully it is.
31S5, 1097 in the area. $29,401 OIC. 29,401
401, we have a call in the Buellton area for a possible pedestrian on the...
Everybody's on the highways today.
401, we have a call for a possible pedestrian on the highway in the Buellton area. State Route 246. RP called in advising they can hear them on the other side of the fence, highway side.
It's all clear. I don't see anybody. Nobody sees anybody. So everyone's been unable to locate so far.
UTL on the southbound side at Lewis?
UTL southbound side and northbound as well.
156 for UTL on the northbound side of Springfield.
Northbound.
No, on the northbound side to Springfield.
You just are going to clear now? I think we're going to clear too. And hopefully we don't get a call for a vehicle versus pedestrian on the 101 tonight.
I've never actually heard that before. That was interesting. We're gonna cover the exposures and let it burn. Yep, that's ripping pretty good there. Alrighty. Why are so many?
You guys hit that thing with your wagon battery?
Okie dokie. You ready?
Soda picking it for times out close to further.
So right now, we've got a previous burn. So this house was on fire previously, and LA City's got a defensive posture. They're not going to risk anybody's lives on a building. We know there's nobody living in here right now. Looks like they might be going around back here.
11 from 18.
Better access back there. I'm gonna pull another.
Okay, 11 from 18.
Hey, sir, is it okay if I go back with the fire department? This is your house?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Okay, thank you. Can you see it back here better? Hey, Cap. Go back to the front. You good here? Yeah. All right. It looks like right now we only have active flame on the attic and possibly a little bit on the second story. They did establish a defensive fire attack on this, and the reason for that, like I said earlier, was to prevent any possibility of injuries to the personnel that are at the location here. There's no reason for them to go in and do an aggressive fire attack if there's no possibility of somebody being in there, or less possibility of somebody being in there. So this obviously burned before. You can see I'm not sure if these are scorch marks from the previous fire or from the fire that we're looking at right now, but they weren't about to, we got a little bit of fire poking out here. They weren't about to go in on this and actually risk anybody on an offensive fire attack. So this is City Fire working a defensive fire. They're really good at it. They've got lines in the back protecting the exposures, which would be the building right here to our right, and then the trees in the building to the left. So with the attic going right now, basically they're just trying to get lines in up into the attic, and then eventually they're going to transition to a interior fire attack. But right now, watch your side here. But as of right now, this is still a defensive posture. So let's get some more shots of the guys on the side here, and then I think we're pretty much good. It looks like they're getting a good handle on it. Good? Weird smell. You smell that? Wow, you can see, look at that up inside. You can actually see up into the attic right here. When we step back, we should be able to see the roof a little bit better. Hey, Chief. Hey. Yeah, it's still poking around in the attic, but that's pretty much a knockdown. So let's get it in. .455's in the vehicle, back 10-8 clear, editing.
This is for 3857, 341 is requesting an additional unit for critical missing.
All right, so the question is, where are we right now? Wilton and Venice. So let's see what Wilton and Venice. What part of LA is this? This is going to be Arlington Heights. Cool. Arlington Heights, and we'll send it in as such. So sitting here right now, story's in, we're good on that. They just called a knockdown, as you can hear. They're gonna go in and do a little bit of mop-up work, make sure that there's no hot spots or anything like that. When we were on the outside corner of the building, talking about the exposures, when you have a building on fire that's like right here, for example, and you've got another house next to it, that would be considered an exposure. It could be a tree, a car, a building, anything flammable basically that's next to the affected structure, that's considered an exposure. So what they were doing on this specifically is that they were focused on that exposure, making sure that the fire didn't extend and spread into the adjacent structures around the affected building, because this was a previous burn and they're not going to risk resources, personnel, their well-being and their safety on an aggressive fire attack when there's really, the only loss right now is to property, but even then it's a previous burn, so it's probably red tagged. And then there's the chances of somebody being in there is slim to none. So they're not going to risk firefighters' lives going into a building like that. But yeah, they got a knockdown and we're good to go.